right, hear me out. If you're not up for a bunch of shit talking, sarcasm, good conversation about pop culture, and hearing about this crazy concept that was put into this book, then move on. If you're going to hang out for a few minutes, I got some shit I want to throw your way, and then we'll get right into it. This is one of two different types of formats I have within the show. It's 60 to 90 minutes long. Normally I have one guest with me. Today I got two, Jay and Kyle, and we get into all sorts of conversations, as you'll see. And then on opposite weeks, I have just me spitting in this mic for about 10 to 15 minutes, whatever's in my heart and on my mind, and the shit I think you need to hear. Everything that I do for this show, it's me. Anything you see with the logo on it, I've done it. I'm a one-man band. I love what I got going on, but I'm asking for your help. So whatever platform that you listen to this on, even if it's one you don't, throw up a 5-star review, write a review, like, subscribe, like over at YouTube, share it. I'm trying to build that community up, so that'd be cool to get over there. And if you like what I got going on here, tell a friend or 7. And speaking of help, I can't go any further without mentioning a couple companies that keep this project and me going down the road. This is stuff that I use on the regular and have been for many years. And these guys do great things within their community, and they're building things, and I'm just proud and honored to be part of it. First up is Live Rishi. They're down there in the Grand Canyon State, and they have a high-quality CBD product, and the tincture helps me sleep just about each night. Jump over to the website, liverishi.com. Link, of course, is in the show notes. Use the code TABLE50, and you're going to get 50% off your entire order. Next up is Craig over at High Speed Daddy. Any adventures or things that you got going on and you need backpacks, lunch boxes, coolers, all sorts of other gear. Again, he's got great movement going on over there, and supporting local business is amazing. And give him hell while you're over there for me as well. Again, both links are in the show notes. Everything you need to know about the show here is on the website. You want to sign up for my newsletter. It's about every couple months-ish. Blogs, merch, pictures, just overall fun. I have a great time with the website. I enjoyed making it. Again, everywhere you can listen as well. And that's over at brawpodcast.com. Again, it's brawpodcast.com. Enough about all this. Let's get on to the show. I met up with Jay and Kyle. And damn, you're going to find out we have a lot of fun. These guys are a kick-ass team that live down in Music City. If you don't know what that is Nashville, and they like married each other's sister. And then one goes honky-tonk and one can't stand being in a honky-tonk. We just get into all sorts of crazy shit. And we actually talk about Hallmark movies. So, like I said, we go in all different directions. But what these guys did, and what helped set their soul on fire, they came up with this concept for a book. Consensus Recording, I've read it. I highly recommend it. Easy read, very entertaining. And how they came up with it, well, you know what? Just like always, I'm going to let them tell you all about it. Let's get to it. As you can tell, I cuss like a sailor. Feel free to swear as much as you want, but I'll probably do enough of it for all of us.
That's great, man.
Any questions?
No, we're good.
All right. And then,
other than I'm sure it's a graphic, but you got a fire behind you. I just want to make sure that's not real.
that's going to be such. I'm going to cut that motherfucker up for a short. That's beautiful. Hey, bro, just so you know, there's a fire behind you. Well, when you got water in the basement.
Yeah.
And then I had to chip up some old tile that was soaking up the water, and it kind of smells a little dusty, and I don't mind it, but. So I got my Christmas candle going.
Little pine scent,
well, no, cinnamon apple, baby. Come on, you gotta go with a classic. Classic.
Where'd you get that? Is that Bed Bath Beyond? Is that Body Works?
Does this look like I go to Body Works?
I didn't know. I didn't expect you to have a cinnamon apple candle.
No, I got that from the grocery store while we were getting groceries.
Okay, all right.
I do. In all honesty. I picked one up. I'm like, that's fine. Cinnamon apple. I smelled it. And I'm like, And then there was another brand, and I picked that up, and I was like, oh, that's better. So, I'm a little picky when it comes to that. I'm a diva. The other thing is, we'll talk about your book. Okay. I do long form for the reason. Have you guys done long form yet?
No, this is gonna be fun.
Okay.
Well, the last one I did was about an hour. I mean, is that considered long form?
Yeah. Hour, 90 minutes.
Yeah, we've done that.
Okay. The reason I do long form, because you can't hide. So we're going to go in 1,000 different directions, and I'll bring your book in eventually. So
yeah, that's good.
Please
Where it comes up naturally, we'll be okay.
Okay. Don't keep bringing it into a conversation.
No.
Like, oh, dude, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
I got you. You know? Yeah. So
we'll trust you.
Oh, dude, see, you shouldn't do that.
There's your problem.
Yeah, I know, right? You trust in everybody. And then, hey, here we go. Well, we've been going, but where are you guys from, man? Go ahead.
We both live in the Nashville area.
Nashville.
I live in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It's about 30 minutes outside of Nashville.
Nice. Have you been in Nashville a long time?
My family helped settle Nashville, so we got many generations. I got cousins everywhere. You got to be really careful with all the cousins. But we've been here a long time. We're I'm one of the few unicorns you meet in Nashville, and it's not from California or Chicago.
Oh, nice. So in your family, when you go out on a date, do you make them take a blood test, 22 me test or whatever it is? 23andMe. Just want to make sure you're not from the same tree, bro.
Yeah, that's not something I really spent that much time thinking about till right now. So thank you for that.
No, yeah. But you guys are married, got family and all that. You know, the dating scene's long past you, right?
Long gone.
Oh, God. How terrible would it be to try to, for us old clowns, man, to get out there and try to date? Are you... Oh my God. Could you imagine?
No.
Look, I can't figure out Podmatch, much less some kind of dating app or whatever they do it these days. You know, like it's just I'm in over my head. So I'm like, man, I'm just grateful for what I got.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Yeah. I met my wife over a decade ago in a business meeting. So we actually met like face to face for the first time. And I'm like, hey, and, but the dating apps, man, I don't know. I guess out of necessity, you would get after it, right?
Yeah. You'd get with the times if you wanted to. Yeah. Didn't want to be alone.
But Jay introduced me to my wife. So, you know, that's part of our story. It's part of our history.
Oh, by accident? Or did you lose a bet?
No, man, it was on purpose. It was yeah. I was a single friend. She was a single friend, and everyone else at that point were couples. And so like we needed to put the single people together. And so we sat at the kids' table together, you know, at gatherings. And so that's kind of how it all started for us.
Kyle and I have been friends since college, like 96. And we went to Birmingham for masters. And while we were there, Joni, which was a friend of mine from childhood. In fact, our grandparents double dated. That's true. Was just a lovely person. And I was really happy to, you know, let her meet Kyle. Pretty cool.
So Kyle, your wife's grandparents double dated Cole's grandparents.
Well, Jay.
Sorry.
Jay,
yeah, you're good.
No shit. Yeah. Damn, you guys are hillbillies, huh?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was a farmer till I was 19, man. I milked cows. I was in hillbilly. I was redneck, hillbilly redneck.
We're city boys. We're city boy hillbillies is what we are.
So. Oh, very nice.
I'm a suburb boy. I've never lived in the city, more in the suburbs, the outer edges.
Cul-de-sac? Do you live in a cul-de-sac?
I have lived in a cul-de-sac before. Yeah. Not currently. No.
Not currently. Okay. All right. You guys like Nashville, huh? I've never been to Nashville.
Come on down.
That was on our to-do.
Great.
That was on our to-do list before. That was actually one of our trips because before our son was born, we traveled constantly.
How old is your boy?
2.5.
My condolences.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Oh my goodness. How do you sleep? Do you sleep?
Oh yeah. He's all right. So that's what everybody says, right? Since he's been born, he sleeps 12 to 13 hours a night.
Man,
solid.
Hey, if
solid.
you have number 2, just be prepared.
Shh. I don't know what you're talking about, man. So how about them Giants, dude? Let's talk about something.
Let's talk about the book. Yeah,
no. People say that too, and both my wife and I are a little older. We're very healthy and all that, but just we agreed that no number 2. We're all done.
Well, it sounds like you're pretty blessed, like to have 12 to 13 hours of sleep.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And he's such a good. Probably everybody says this, but he's such a good boy, dude.
What's his favorite thing right now?
Oh, trucks, Santa Claus.
So Santa's going to bring him some trucks.
Yeah, and a tractor and some more trucks. Yeah, and like not like he's got a pile of them already. And of course, he destroys them all, which is amazing.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And
you're learning. You're already learning. I've got 2 boys. Jay's only got girls, but my boys are 15 and 13. And let me just tell you, you're already learning, and you probably know from experience because we're all 3 of the same, cut from the same cloth, right? But boys, they're just big dumb animals, man. They're just big dumb animals.
Oh yeah.
And they're so much fun. But don't ever ask them. Never ask them, what were you thinking? Because the answer is, I was not thinking. I was not. Oh, yeah. So
that's the same answer I get. That's the same answer I give my wife to this day when she says, "What are you thinking?" Huh? What thinking? I was trying to keep my knuckles from dragging. So since you got 2 boys, let me ask you this: my best friend raised 3 boys, and my brother raised 3 boys, and they both told, because we didn't know my son's gender until he was born. We did the whole thing then.
Oh, that's fun.
And yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And so my brother saw my son first, and he goes, "Listen, dude, I raised 3 boys. Until he's 3, he'll be attached to his mom. So don't get all heartbroken and bent out of shape, because he's always going to want his mom till he's 3. Then until he's 11, you won't be able to shake him for nothing. He'll be with you no matter what. And then until he's 19, he ain't going to want shit to do with either one of you." So, and then like 4 months later, my best friend basically said the same thing. He goes, till about 3, he loves his mom. Till he's 11, Dad, what are you doing? Dad, what are you doing? Dad, what about this? Dad, what about that? Dad. And then after that, gone. And then when he's 19, he's your buddy again. So I don't know.
Mine are 15 and 13, so they're square. Well, they've gotten through a couple of those stages. I think that's probably right. There's a great attachment to mom, and then it's the, "Hey, Dad, watch this." And then they get a little older. It's, "Hey, Dad, look at this." And they want to show you something that they found on the phone. They want, "Oh, watch this funny video I found. Look at, hey, isn't this funny?"
None of them are funny, right? None of them are funny.
Really, yeah. My oldest is discovering The Office, and so he's coming in, regurgitating. I was like, "Man, I watched it 10 years ago, buddy. Awesome."
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see at 19. But here's something someone told me that makes a lot of sense. When they're in that, like, I don't, I'm kind of pushing away, a little distant, discovering myself, finding boundaries. They may walk, 10 feet in front of you or 10 feet behind you when you're in public or whatever, so as to not, appear like they're with you. But man, you don't show up at that thing they do, whether it's a ball game or band concert or whatever the thing that they love that they do. If you're not there, they're going to know it. And they may never say it, but they might be like, "Missed you, Dad. Wish you were there," at some point. So, don't take it to heart in terms of the, "Hey, I need a little freedom. I need to spread my wings a little bit." Just keep showing up. That's what I would encourage and recommend.
Yeah, same here. I agree with you. Thank you. And also, I'm the disciplinarian, so I'm the one that need to step in and give him the hard lessons. Like this isn't a hard lesson, but this just happened today. I go pick him up from school, and they go, "Incident report," and she's smiling. I go, "Hey, all right, here we go." And I'm give you an idea. Last year, he's got yellow fever like his dad. I married a Korean woman, and He likes that type of woman. Like if a girl or a woman of that caliber walks by, she has his 100% attention. So there was a little Asian baby in his class, right? So he always talked about her. So I come into class and they're like, incident report. And I'm like, oh, okay, what'd he do? Well, he got bit. And there was a bite mark on his arm, man. They could have taken forensics with the freaking, like it was detailed how, right?
You could see the molars.
Oh, yeah. You could count them. And I go, what happened? And he comes over to me. And he was young. He didn't, And the lady goes, well, the young girl was playing with a stroller and she got in it and he wanted to get in there with her and she didn't want nothing to do with it. And he persisted. So she bit him. And I looked at him right in front of the teacher. I go, dude, you fucked around and found out. Damn, bro. You probably won't do that again. And of course, he's just like looking at me and the teacher's like, That's just me, dude. It's like as soon as he was able to walk, I'd pick him up from school because he just out of necessity for us. He's been in daycare since he was like 3 months old because we had to do it. And as soon as he was able to walk, come on, dude, let's go. And I would just go to the car. People are like, where's your boy? I go, he'll keep up. Eventually, he's going to know that he's got to keep up, dude, or I'm going to go. And sure enough, now he's like, pew. But
just curious, how did that go with your wife?
She just goes.
Okay.
She rolls her eyes at me, dude.
Okay.
She's and so today she's like, incident report. I'm happy to say, and I'm like, all right, what happened? Well, he got punched, and I said, okay, cool. Did he hit him back? She goes, yep. I go, cool. Do I have to sign anything? And she's like, yeah, here, sign here. And she goes, that's it? I go, huh? They both gave and got what they gave and what they got. So we're good, right? Little playground justice. She's like, yeah, okay, that's all right. I just don't get I see parents just come unglued about that stuff. And they're like, who's that kid? I want to know. And I'm like, what difference does it make? What are you going to do? Go over and reprimand the kid? Come on, but
chances are it's going to be his best friend is what's possible. They say the boys that fight, somehow they end up closer on the other side sometimes.
My buddies that I've been friends with for almost 35 years, we used to just pound the shit out of each other. Why would you? I mean, but girls though, dude, girls that I'm happy that I got a boy. Not that I wanted a boy, but I would have been happy just with a healthy child. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Honestly, but I am happy I got a boy. So
the weird thing about girls, Jake could probably tell you more about this because I have one. He's got twin daughters, but maybe it's just my experience, but you work so hard to get the attention of a woman. You work all your adolescence. You're trying to get their attention. You're trying to, get to know them, whatever, maybe find them, if they find you attractive, you date or whatever, work so hard. That's the best part about a daughter is that she gives you her attention. She already likes you. She already thinks you're awesome. You don't have to go out and earn it. Now, I guess to keep it, you probably have to, maintain a degree of of keeping that respect and whatever. But that's the cool thing. She just wants to, crawl up on your lap and talk to you and tell you things. And, obviously it's a completely different, thing, but still it's like, man, this little girl loves me. And I just was here. I just showed up. Yeah. It's pretty
I didn't have to do anything. I'm dad.
That's right. That's right.
There is something different about having daughters. Like you're talking about with your boy, you're teaching him School of Hard Knocks, right? You're like, hey, follow me. If you don't follow me, you'll get lost. You'll figure
get
it
left
out,
behind.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, somebody punched him. Did somebody punch it? Like with girls, man, they just wrap you around their finger and you just are like, you want all my money? Okay. What else do you want? And they just, they look like their mama and that's hard too. And it's
yeah.
I've got one right now who they're both 18. Girls are 18. They're seniors in high school.
Congratulations.
So far, congratulate me in May. Okay.
You got this far, man. The finish line is there.
Yeah,
dude.
we're close. We can see the end. But 90s trends are all the things right now with these senior girls, and so they're wearing the cargo pants, and they're wearing the baggy jeans, and they're wearing the hunter green, and it's like going back in time for me.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The other day, one of my daughters walked around the corner, and she had her hair up, and she had a little necklace on, and she was wearing this hunter green like pullover and these big baggy jeans, and I was like, "That's my wife." Like it's like going back in time. Like it threw me.
I can imagine. Looks like her, dressed like that. That's when you guys were back on Hot and Heavy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Did you guys see that meme? Speaking of the 90s, you guys see that picture? They're like, this is what kids think the 90s were. And they're like all colorful. And it's like, no, dude, that's not what the 90s were like. No.
It's drab.
Yeah, exactly. I wore work boots and jeans and a flannel shirt in the winter to school.
Yeah.
No, I had Wolverines, man, because I was working on a farm. So yeah, that was my. But the '90s was something else, man. I don't know. I always joke with kids nowadays because we have friends that have teenagers, and I'm like, dude, you wouldn't survive the '90s to save your. They're like, yeah, I would. I'm like, no, you wouldn't have.
These kids don't even know how to talk to each other.
No, they instead of knocking on the door, they text, "I'm here."
They'll text. They'll be in a classroom and they'll be sitting right next to each other and they'll never say a word to each other, but they're texting the whole time,
looking at each other.
Not even looking at each other, just looking at their phones. It's crazy.
Well, didn't we do that back in the day, though? Didn't we do that back in the day with notes? You pass
a little note.
You fold it all funny, right?
Absolutely.
It's funny though. I was watching something on TV some maybe a couple months ago, and it was something that was like old, like from the 50s old. And the old grumpy dad was coming down on his kid and talking about how soft he was, And I was like, man, those are the dudes that stormed the beach at Normandy. Come on, man. They weren't soft. Those dudes
they just were bayoneting people. Yeah.
I guess so. His dad gassed in a mine in World War I. The next guy, you had those tanks, man.
I've seen things.
So, speaking of that,
every generation looks at the next and goes, man, you guys are soft.
A bunch of, I was just watching because in the studio here, I don't know how you guys set it up, but I have multiple screens and all that for my work because I use it for my day job too a little bit. And I always have a movie or some kind of TV show playing just for noise in the background, And I had the new thing of Midway. You guys see that?
I haven't yet.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but the movie, about Midway, Battle of Midway. Yeah. And I remembered when we saw it in a movie theater, and it's going back to what you just saying, so maybe think of it. And there was like 8 of us, and we all come out of the movie theater. And it's a good movie. It's a really well done movie. And I owned a video photo production company for a long time, so I critique shit like that. And my buddy goes, "What'd you think, man?" I go, "Dude, how the fuck did these guys fit in the airplane?" And he goes,
"That was your takeaway?"
No. And he goes, "The hell are you talking about?" I go, "The guys in the bomber, that went after the Japanese fleet, the cockpit, man, how'd they fit in there?" And he goes, "Well, no, they were designed, and he's like, they were designing guys who weren't big like you. They fit in there." I go, "No, dude, their balls were so fucking big. I just can't understand how they fit." Dude, can you imagine flying? If you watch the movie, you're just like all engaged in it. And then you go, "Oh, somebody did that for real." Like there was a guy in a plane flying down at a destroyer or aircraft carrier. And he's got one bomb, and he's like, "I got to make this count." Well, he's getting shot at, and I'm like, "Yeah, we're not built like that." No. There's probably a couple guys out there that still have that kind of. And I got thinking of it, and I think this is my opinion. I think that time it was about what can I do, right, to implement whatever plan is going on. I think nowadays it's what's in it for me. So back then it was, how can I help? Now it's, what can I get out of it? That's just my opinion of the attitude of the change of times. But that's my complaint about new generation.
Well, that's
probably
depressing.
right to
Thanks
some
for that,
degree.
Walter. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I know.
have
Since I
nightmares
brought
now.
all this shit down. Thanks, fellas. I brought the tempo down. Now let's talk about
You're
something
gonna
else.
make me start crying, dude. What's the point of all of it?
I love it, guys. I love it, dude. So which one of you? I had it up here. Which one of you is the 90 or the pop culture? I know you're both into it, but who can
We're
name
both pop
movies?
culture nerds.
Who
I'm
can name
pretty
all the
good with
movies?
the movies. I'm pretty good with
what's
the
your-
80s and 90s movies. Pretty
What's
good.
your favorite? What's your top five? Not top five. Top two.
Are we
Man,
talking about
well,
90s
I mean,
movies or
I'm-
just movies?
Huh?
We talking about top 2 90s movies, or we talking about movies? Just
No,
any-
90s. Come on, I gotta
Okay.
go classics.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead,
man,
dude.
from the 90s, the ones that I come back to all the time, and that really made a difference are Forrest Gump. I watched that movie 3 times in the movie theater. That something about that movie just moved me, man. I loved it. I was walking around, life is like a box of chocolates, for a year after that movie came out. And then the other one, I'd probably say Braveheart, man. Braveheart was just, that you're talking about being a teenager trying to discover, who am I? And you see that portrayed on screen. You're like, it's a man right there. That's who I want to be. I don't care if he's wearing a dress, man. I want to go storm something.
He's got fireballs shooting out his arse.
Yeah, exactly. That guy made it a big part in that movie. God, I can't remember his name. The Irishman, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is my war. Yeah, it's my island. How about you, dude? Give me 2 movies.
I would say Dumb and Dumber for sure. I remember seeing that in the theater, and when Jeff Daniels threw that snowball at Holly, what was her name? Lauren Holly. When
Lauren
Jeff
Holly,
Daniels threw that snowball at Lauren Holly, like when she kind of tossed one at him, just and he got mad and just like hammered her. Like my dad was with me, and he lost control. Like he literally was laughing so loud and so embarrassed about how loud he was laughing that he rolled over into the next seat and buried his face in that nasty seat. Like he did that. So that's always forever burned in my memory of 90s movies for sure.
That's amazing.
Kyle said Braveheart. That was going to be my go-to because that's just one you watch over and over, and those speeches are amazing. But I'm not going to say Braveheart. I'll say, man, Friday was probably a big one.
Oh, wow. That's a classic. Yeah, I like that. There's some good one-liners from there.
My buddy and I, Twilly, we went to the $1.50 movie theater, and we went in a different part of town, and we bought our tickets, and we walked in, and we were the only white people in the entire room. The whole thing was full of African Americans, and like there were like 2 and 3-year-old babies like walking down the aisle, and for watching that movie with that crowd. I don't know that I'll ever experience that again.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's amazing. But let me put some music on. Which one of these is not like the other?
Absolutely.
Dude, I run into that a lot. Speaking of the cheap movie in 90s, I take a date to the cheap movie, Dollar Theater, and I don't even remember what movie we were watching. Right out of a fucking movie, we're watching it, and the tape goes, and it goes, and burns. And I was like, was that part of the movie? I'm like looking around, and all of a sudden the lights come up. They're like, no, it messed up. No more movie. I'm like, do we get a refund? And they're like, it was $1, dude. I was like, son of a bitch. So
that happened to Kyle and I. We were with a bunch of people.
Where it burns it?
Yeah, we went. I don't know exactly what happened. We went to see Master and Commander. Is that Russell Crowe movie? I don't know. It feels like it's 3 hours long. I mean, it was long. And we get down to the last 10 minutes of that movie, last 5 minutes of that movie, and it just crashes. And then the lights come on, and that's it. And they didn't want to. They're like, you saw most of the movie. I'm like, we didn't see the ending. We don't even know if he mastered or commanded anything.
After a certain point, no more refund. You're over 75%. You're out, dude.
It's like eating a steak. They're not going to give you your money back if you ate the whole steak.
Right. So my question to you guys is, Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Oh. Heck no, man. Heck no.
I knew one of you
came out. That movie came out in July. All right. If a movie is designed to be a Christmas movie, it comes out in December. All right. Die Hard came out in July. It is set during Christmas time. Okay. but you could have that movie apart from Christmas. It could be in April, it could be in November, it could be in August, any time of the year. So Christmas does not matter one bit to that movie. Oh, I've had this argument recently with a coworker. That's why I'm so like well versed in my defenses.
It's a lot. Nobody.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing. I'll hear your defense, but I don't agree with you.
Yeah. Well, so here's my thing. You are forced to watch so many awful Christmas movies.
Oh, dude, don't. Oh, God.
That if it's got a Christmas tree in it,
it's a Christmas movie. Dude, I put a post up not too long ago. Said it's scientists are close to discovering an additional plot to Hallmark movies.
That'll be the day.
Yeah, that'd be the day, right?
Hallmark, if it ain't broke, make the same one again.
Why wouldn't, dude? They're killing it. Why wouldn't you? I would keep doing it too. But Jay, what's up with Will Smith, bro?
You know,
I love that, by the way. I laughed so loud, my wife was like, I could hear you down there. When I read that line, still loves Will Smith.
Absolutely. I'm ride or die. Like I was in the 9th or 10th grade when, maybe younger, I was 7th or 8th grade when Summertime came out and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was just it. And I just thought it was the best. And I watched his movie career and you go to Independence Day and you see all that stuff. And I don't know, I kind of feel like I grew up with him a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
same here.
You know, people do dumb stuff. I don't pretend to understand anything that happens off screen in his life. That stuff's messed up, but I love to watch that man act. I think he's awesome.
I do. I agree with you. That's why I wanted to bring it up. He had all his movies had a lot of impact as I was going through my stuff. You know, they just happened to, it's like Kid Rock's music. I grew up in the phases of his music, like when it was rap and hardcore kind of stuff, I was into that, and then it mellowed out. I followed that timeline, and I think it same with Will Smith. That's what I think. That's awesome, dude.
Walter, you got to come to Nashville. Here's the reason why you got to come to Nashville. You need to Google Kid Rock's mansion in Nashville. Like, you will not believe how amazing it is.
All right,
you should try to figure out how to sneak on there. In fact, I think I know a pool guy that works on this thing. Maybe we can get you in.
Hey, man, does a pool guy need a hand for a day? We just happen to be at Kid Rock house today.
You got to see his pool. It's unbelievable.
I can't even imagine.
It looks like the White House or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what.
Mountain.
Yeah, I've heard stories, and then I hear stories that when he throws a party, he just buys like 2 double wide trailers and puts them out and let people trash them, and then he gets rid of them. He's like, it's cheaper than remodeling my house. I'm like, damn, dude, talk about fuck you money. Yeah, I was just going to say, know your audience. I like that. Know your audience. Dude, Will Smith, did you like the zombie one?
Yes.
Oh, God, that was such a...
Now, if you go back and watch it now, the CGI doesn't hold up. But
oh, really? Oh,
I didn't. Story, that movie, that is amazing. And now they did. And you know they're making a second one, right?
I know, but I have a hard time with that, dude.
The original ending was kind of it for me. Like, I loved it. I loved the fact that we don't, he didn't make it, more or less, is kind of how we walk away from it. But I think there's like an alternative ending on the DVD that's what they're going to go with. And who else is in it? Michael B. Jordan, is he the main guy in it?
Yeah. So is Will Smith in the new one too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice. We were up in Vermont. We go to Vermont every year at Christmas, see my family. And when I first met my wife, we were laying in the living room and I go, oh man, this movie. Oh God, I love this movie. This years ago. I Am Legend. And I was like, this is great. Let's watch it. And she's like, okay, cool. I like Will Smith. She's never seen it. Of course, 10 minutes in, I fall asleep. And she's like, I had to watch the whole thing. And she goes, it scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, I have to agree with you. There's some jump scenes in there that make you go, whoo.
You wake up, every light on is in the house. You're like, what is happening?
Yeah, she's stuck to me like a dryer sheet. She's like,
and now you own a German Shepherd.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was going to say. Spoiler alert. If you hadn't seen I Am Legend, 3, 2, 1, spoil. And the dog dies. Come on.
Dude, I
thought that's what she's going to get on you for.
Right. If you ain't seen I Am Legend at this point, would you live under a rock?
It's it's like ruining Sixth Sense at this point. I think Nate Bargatze had a bit on that. It was pretty solid.
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
The thing is, like, since we're talking about Will Smith, I think, and outside of the movies, right?
Mhm.
I mean, obviously you have to have talent to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the pressure that those people are under every day. Like I watched, what is it with Michael Jordan, the docuseries or whatever.
Last Dance.
Yeah. When they're filming him, like coming out of games and stuff, or in the locker room when the reporters are crowding him into the locker and they're like 12 deep and there's like no way that he could ever get out of there if they didn't want him to leave. Just that all the fucking time. Of course you're going to end up doing something stupid. You're going to snap, dude. Our psyche can't handle that kind of pressure all the time.
Also, I don't think, I think whenever you become famous, there's some people that really want to create a positive image, and they don't think about the fact that by creating a false, picture of themselves, that's something they're going to have to carry out throughout their career. And so it's like, no matter what was going on in his life, he had to be this upbeat, positive person. You watch his Instagram or social media, it's all these amazing things that he's doing where he's so super happy. And the marriage and all the things, it seems like it was so manicured and cultivated in such a way where none of it was real.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a, serious mind trip.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to eat at you after a while.
If you're a Will Smith fan, dude, I listened to his autobiography on, he narrates it on Audible. Amazing.
Okay, I'm in. I'll do it.
His wife is fucking nuts. Well, I don't know if his wife anymore. I don't fucking know what they are anymore.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll still go see his movies.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. In a heartbeat, dude. Yeah. Anytime, like you, I'm a huge
Kyle loves to make fun of me about Will Smith. Couldn't care less.
Just like it's a Christmas, dude. Kyle, it's a Christmas movie. Ride or die, dude. I'll die on that fucking sword, dude. That's a Christmas movie. What's the other one that they say is a Christmas movie that's not? Oh, what's the other one somebody brought up the other day? I can't remember now.
Apparently, anything with a Christmas tree is a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Well, according to Hallmark, right? Well, if you're going with Hallmark, you have to have a good-looking single dude that some tragedy just happened and he's about to lose the bakery. Am I pretty close there?
Well, I was just thinking about it. You met your wife at work, right? Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, at a networking event.
Was there a moment where you guys, accidentally bumped into each other, then touched hands, and it was like you were in love forever? That's a Hallmark movie. That's what you did, man. You're basically a Hallmark movie plot.
Holy fuck, you're right, dude. You're an asshole, dude. Now I can't stop thinking about that. Shit. I'm going to have to bring that up to my wife and she'd be like, oh my God, that's amazing. It is. I'll be like, shit. Now I'm in a Hallmark movie.
Let's call them. We'll give them a plot line.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Act 1, 2, and 3 will be really deep, That's what I always say. She'll be watching some movie and I'll get up to go to the kitchen. She'd be like, you want me to pause it? I'm like, I think I can keep up with that plot.
Oh, that's so true. That is
damn, so dude. You're right, though. God, see, man, you just sent me through a loop. Son of a bitch. But welcome. there was a time, we got in and I was on a wicked bender at the time. I was just divorced and I had crazy money and I was drinking and drugging and I was 60 pounds overweight and my skin looked like a spring roll. You know how you get that nasty when you're out of shape and not healthy. Yeah. And meet her and I didn't want to meet her. I was still fucked up from the night before, but I'm like, I got 12 employees. I got to keep business going. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, fuck, man, I should have put a different shirt on. I should have combed my hair. Damn it. And about 10 minutes in, we knew that it was, more than business. And wow. She's a professional belly dancer and a 2nd-degree black belt in Taekwondo.
That is awesome.
Keeps me.
So you don't mess with her.
She make pottery because I feel like this is like she can do anything.
See, I'm trying to add to your plot, dude. See, this is what I'm trying to prove your point.
Yeah. I don't know. Does Hallmark do bloated and drugged out? Do they do that?
Yeah. Cause I'm in distress, dude. And then a woman comes along you see? Yep. And then, this is going to add to your plot, dude. Cause I said, what do you like to do? And she goes, I like to dance. And I looked at her and I go, I'll dance the fucking soles right off your shoes. And she gave me an up and down that like gave me goosebumps. She's like, you? I was like, oh, now it's a challenge. Yeah, me. And
you broke out the Running Man, didn't you?
No, I can't do it. I can't do a Running Man. But we went to a honky tonk that I was playing in an underground poker game at. That was on Thursday. We met. We went on Saturday night and we danced all night. Got yelled at by the DJ all the time. Get off the floor. The line dancers are supposed to be having the floor, and we're dancing, swinging, and jitterbugging and doing all that. And we've been together ever since.
That's great.
So,
that's a Hallmark movie.
That's what I'm saying to you. Fuck, damn it, dude. I got to go with that plot line because it's true.
It's great.
Oh, man. So how'd you how long you been married, dude?
I've been married. It'll be 25 years in June.
God, that's awesome.
And Kyle,
we're 20 in April.
Damn, that's awesome. My best friend has been married like almost 30 years, and we were out in Vegas. We've been married 6 months at the time, and the four of us were together going to see a Kid Rock concert. And my wife goes at dinner, hey, babe, we've been married 6 months. And my buddy goes, shit, I've had arguments last longer than that. I was like, I can see his point now, dude. We've been together over a decade. So I'm like, yeah, all right, I can see that. But
it happens.
Yeah. And what Garth Brooks? Yeah. He's in the news lately.
Yeah, well, I haven't been keeping up. What's going on with him?
I guess he said some kind of remark that somebody didn't like the rest of us do. But of course, he's a superstar, so they got to attack him. But I'm a huge Garth Brooks fan. I've been since day one. I saw him when he opened for Martina McBride.
Wow, think about that,
man!
At the New York State Fair.
I guess Garth had his Independence Day for Martina for sure. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that was ring.
Yep, that was. Yeah, he came and opened. He opened right before. There's two other people. He opened. She came on. And I liked him immediately, bought all his shit. My brother even bought my brother was huge into line dancing. And I just can't get into that. But
man, ladies love it.
How have you not been to Nashville, man? You are
everything about it. You should live here. We should live where you are.
Yeah, dude. Line dancing was invented by women in line for the bathroom.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm claiming it. Like I'm gonna.
Dude, it is true.
What I choose to believe.
Dude, I worked and then you guys being in Nashville, you're going to agree with me. I worked in honky tonks basically all the way through my 20s and 30s, doing every job you can imagine in a honky tonk. And hands down, I'll have this conversation. I won't say argument. I'll have this conversation with anybody. Hands down, the absolute most attractive women ever. You want to meet a beautiful woman? Go to a honky tonk. Do you guys agree?
Yes, I did very well at Denim and Diamonds while I was growing up.
That sounds like a porn movie, dude.
No, it was great. I had teen night on Sunday night.
Oh, teen night. Nice.
Yeah, and I got my boots on and went at some boot scooting, did the watermelon crawl, all the good stuff. Man.
Oh, God damn, dude. How old are you? Watermelon crawl? That's going back a minute.
I'm 46, so.
Damn, I'm 48.
Yeah.
God damn, watermelon crawl. Damn, were you was it Brooks and Dunn fan too?
Oh yeah, I love Brooks and Dunn. I saw Garth Brooks on the Standing Outside the Fire tour. My first girlfriend ever bought me tickets to go to Murfreesboro. We watched that show, and from then on, like I was a big fan before, but like that concert, seeing him live, blew me away. I've seen him a few times since, but like that concert, him running around like a rock star on stage, in some ways a precursor to Kid Rock and some of the stuff he did, as far as just owning it.
Yeah, he definitely paved the way for a lot of people. His live shows are incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, incredible.
Still to this day, they're great.
Are they?
Have y'all heard the story about the dance? He didn't write that one. He discovered that one. He was sitting in the Bluebird, and the guy who actually originally wrote it, This is before Garth was Garth, right? He's just sitting there and he hears this song and it moves him so, and he goes and he meets the songwriter. He says, "Hey man, if I ever make it, I want to do that song." And the guy was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever," And sure enough, he makes it, and sure enough, he looks him up and he does that song. And the guy always says, "Man, you never know who's in the audience. Ever know. It just might be Garth Brooks."
No shit. I think Garth Brooks said he's had it multiple times too, where he'd like go to the bathroom and somebody would come up, stand in the stall and sing.
Yeah. Or try to get his autograph while he's taking a leak.
Oh yeah. I could see that. Oh my God. Could you imagine? But my brother used to buy those, you know how he had those like crazy shirts?
Oh yeah. The stripes and the different,
and the big squares and all that.
Yeah.
My brother would wear those and iron them like.
Hold on a second.
Oh, he's got one.
He's got one. I guarantee he's got one. He's going to
this is amazing. This is amazing.
He's going to put it on. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you guys are killing me.
Okay.
You got one, don't you?
My grandmother had pictures of all her grandkids, and this was hanging in her wall. This is me for close to, I don't know if you can see it.
Dude, leave a little pussy for the rest of us.
Look at that guy. Look at him. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just take it in.
Dude, leave some girls for the rest of us, bro. God damn.
I know.
It's amazing. Dude, you got to take a picture of that and send it to me. I got to put it in some artworort.
Absolutely.
Show.
I don't know what you're going to do with it, but I look forward to seeing it for sure.
Do some photoshopping on that.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys seen Kid Rock in concert?
No, but I'd love to.
No.
Yeah.
Dude. I would travel across the country to go do it. I've had to go to another city and fly and go watch. Dude, that guy puts on a show.
You just need to go ahead and just put it on your calendar. You and your wife, you just need to come to Nashville.
I know. I do.
Kyle will take you to 3 honky tonks, won't you, Kyle?
Oh, wait a minute. Kyle, not a honky tonk guy?
I'm not much of a honky tonker. No, I'm really not. I remember the Honky Tonk Man from WWF. I remember him, but that's about it, man.
Damn, dude. You're missing out, buddy. You have no idea what you're missing. You get a girl, I like back in the day, I like a girl that can help you move a couch. So those honky tonk girls, dude,
hey, country strong.
That's yeah. And they got an attitude with it, man. They throw 100-pound hay bale around like nothing. They grab a hold of you and you need a safe word. But see, Kyle, you have no idea, bro. So what is it? Where were you hanging out then? Where were you hanging out? Record stores and
man, yeah. I'd be more. Listen, no. My cool factor is just completely out the window. But I'd be more in the record store, the bookstore, probably. That's where you'd find me in the 90s.
Yeah, record stores are cool though, man. Remember that back in the day? You go to the mall specifically go to the record store.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, it's the CDs back then, and they were the CD store. But I'm glad to see records coming back. The old big old albums.
You know how old we all are. They were cassette tapes. CDs weren't out yet.
Cassettes, yeah.
Walter, what was your first cassette tape?
I can't remember. I remember my very first live concert was Bad Company.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think you're too embarrassed to tell us what your cassette tape is because mine's pretty bad.
It was all because I grew up on like super old country, like Highwaymen and Waylon Jennings and that type of stuff. So it was probably either George Strait or Hank Williams Jr. at that time.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. How about you guys? It was an 8-track? 8-track? No?
No, I'm trying to think about the name of this song. I'm looking at it.
Jay, while we're waiting, what do you got, dude?
Look Away by Chicago.
Look Away. Oh, that's a classic, dude.
Yeah, that was my first cassette tape.
You know what's one I wore out was The Final Countdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Europe, yeah.
Yep, Europe. I wore that tape right out.
Also lived and died on Huey Lewis and the News. Huey was
classic. Yep. Yep. How about you, Jay?
Kyle.
Kyle.
I'm Kyle. Yeah. Man, my first that I was given, like actual, like real, someone would buy in a store was a Beach Boys, like a live Beach Boys recording.
Dude.
It was a birthday gift. I think about like 9 years old, something like that. And the other one was the Monkees. Remember the Monkees?
Oh, yeah.
They kind of made a comeback in the late 80s. But my favorite one was my bootleg Def Leppard Hysteria album. That was my favorite tape that I had.
Bootleg.
Listen to my little. Yeah, my buddy bootlegged it for me.
Okay.
He recorded
All
it.
Right.
So I could listen to it secretly.
That way your parents know what you're listening to.
That's right. They had no idea.
Dude, so, all right, Jay, how much fodder do you have on fucking Kyle? Look at Monkees, record store.
Oh, hey, listen, dude. We both know enough like embarrassing stuff about each other that there's a truce there. There's an unspoken rule that
that's a bro code.
Yeah, ride or die. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I just like giving you shit about that, man. If
no problem.
There's just something about a honky tonk, dude. That nothing can compare. No concert venue, anything like that. A good honky tonk. Here's something for you. What song you guys like? Music?
Oh yeah.
Well, Kyle, you might not get this one because it's out of your genre. But what song? I heard this years ago, and back in the day when you would actually listen to the radio and they'd have a morning show.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do that nowadays because I don't listen to the radio, but they had a thing on there, some trivia, and they said, what artist could you play at intermission at any concert, no matter the genre, and nobody would get upset?
Man.
So if you're at a Metallica concert or a George Strait concert or a Garth Brooks concert or like...
I'm going to say Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
Ooh. I'll tell you, that was number 3. That was a specific song. What they're saying is an artist. No matter what this artist you played, nobody would get upset.
What about Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Nope.
I'll give you a hint. It was a country singer.
Willie Nelson?
Nope. Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Cash.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's my neighbor. He lived up here in Hendersonville.
Oh, no shit, huh?
He rests right close to you. There's
He does.
I can't remember what his beer is and what his cigarettes, but if you go by there right now, there will be somebody has brought him his favorite beer and his favorite cigarettes. They're always
like a thing? Is that like a thing on his grave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool. And Elvis is around there too, right? No, he's down
Memphis.
Memphis.
He's Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis.
Yeah.
We got to get.
Which is where you grew up, right?
I did grow up in Memphis. I did. Yeah, my middle school, high school. Yeah.
So was Elvis like everything?
Everywhere, man. Yeah. I mean, you drive into Memphis on Interstate 40, and as soon as you hit the city line or whatever, there's a big giant billboard that Elvis Presley welcomes you to Memphis. I mean, it's still a thing. The guy's been gone for 40 plus years, but he's still the icon of Memphis.
So in our video company, we were making like TV shows and movies and filming weddings and doing all this shit just to make money, right? But my partner, she just loves doing true crime stuff, and that's what she's doing now. But we would always script and have ideas for like short films, right? And one of them was Finding Elvis. We were gonna call it Finding Elvis, and we went through the whole thing. But the ending scene. The idea behind it was this guy swears Elvis still alive, and he's like looking and asking people, and the whole thing. And then the ending scene is like a trailer out on this dirt road, and this dude is sitting in like an easy chair, and you don't see his face, but you see behind him, like facing a TV, like he's watching the TV, and it kind of looks like Elvis, the hair and all that. And on the TV, it has the news reporters with this dude hauling ass down the dirt road towards his house. And like, saying, "I found him. I know where he lives," and then that's where we're going to end the movie. Boom. That was was one of our little scripts. Yeah, finding Elvis. But is that what made you guys come? Is that what made you guys come up with this book, Dead Rockstars? Was Elvis having to do anything with that?
Absolutely.
He does. We're both Elvis fans. He's kind of become a bit of a punchline or a cartoon, for some. But man, for us, we really are fans. The entirety of who he is, his music and his persona, and just his legend in a lot of ways. But as fans of his, we definitely wanted to make him a character in our stories. He's a pretty important character in our book. But yeah, we love rock music. We love musicians in general. And so we're like, yeah, let's tell this story about what if they didn't die? What if they faked their deaths? That was kind of our emphasis.
Oh shit.
There.
I didn't even, I told you that Elvis story because it just came up, but like, tell me what the book is like. If most people that are going to be listening to this have no idea about the book.
Cal, give him a pitch, Cal.
Give me your elevator pitch. Like
he's got it. He's ready.
All right. Oh, all right. You need any music? You need some?
Yeah, man. Give me some Elvis.
I know you need some.
Or Space Odyssey. We'll go with Space Odyssey.
That's good too. So imagine if many of your favorite dead rock stars who tragically died too soon. What if they didn't really die? What if they faked their deaths to become secret agents?
To save
that
the
is
world.
The premise of the Dead Rock Stars. To save the world. Yes, that's the premise of the Dead Rock Stars.
So now Elvis is carrying a Sig Sauer and tracking down terrorists.
Well, if you know anything, if you know a little bit about his background and history, Elvis was fascinated with law enforcement. He's got many different badges at Graceland, and then there's the famous story of him basically walking into the White House and showing up to Secret Service. He's like, "I got a gun. I want to give Nixon," and he walks into the Oval Office with a gun to give Nixon, and right there, high as a kite, Nixon puts him on the Drug Enforcement Agency to go help him. And so like there's this mystique about Elvis where he always wanted to be a secret agent, be a serviceman. And also you add that to the Elvis sightings that have been, ever since he died. You put all that together and you're like, well, what if that's how this all works? What if he's actually a secret agent? He's trying to save the world.
Okay. So I love it, by the way. It's amazing. But I have something to say about that.
Okay.
So somebody that famous, how can he be a secret agent? Be like, aren't you Elvis? I'm here to buy drugs from you. Aren't you Elvis?
Because dead is dead, brother. When someone's gone, they're gone. They don't question it. Right. So somebody's gone, somebody's dead. You can go visit their grave and all this stuff. They're not really dead. They can walk around in plain sight and nobody's going to question. Nobody's going to think anything of it. People might hypothesize and theorize, but.
Yeah. And there were so many ridiculous Elvis sightings and so many impersonators and so much of that. Everybody kind of jumped in on that it allows you to have a little bit of anonymity. You could even, dress up like yourself and you'd be walking around in Vegas.
Dude, that's amazing. I didn't even think of that. That would be awesome. Could you imagine Elvis being alive, walking down and going, hey, take a picture with Elvis. I'll marry you. And it's like, really, Elvis? Oh my God.
Within the first 2 pages of our book, Elvis places 3rd place in an Elvis Presley lookalike contest.
That's amazing. How did you come up with that, dude? You guys just wait a minute. Every good story starts with alcohol being involved, right?
No alcohol.
Sort of. There was a substance. It's Diet Dr. Pepper. It's at Sonic. I have to have it every morning.
All right. Because no good story starts with, so we're eating a salad.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
That part though about the impersonator, that's a true story. I learned just the other day. The one we heard is Charlie Chaplin, back in the 1920s or whatever, entered a Charlie Chaplin contest and got 3rd place. Well, I heard one the other day, Dolly Parton entered a Dolly Parton lookalike contest, sing-alike contest, and didn't win. Somebody else won. And so that's a real thing that celebrities have done.
That's cool, dude. That is awesome. That is amazing. So who else is in there? Give me 2 more.
Jay, go ahead. You do one, I'll do the other.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
give a modern one, Kyle. Give somebody in 1999.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, did you hear the thing about the kid on the cover?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
He wants to sue him for this. Like sue him and let me know if I'm right on that. Jay is give me I think he was like he's suing for like mental distress because how much shit that he got being on that cover with his pecker hanging out.
Everybody's seen his ding dong. So
wow, man, hadn't heard that. Poor kid.
Yeah. So like you have multiple characters and each one has like a story. Is that like each character is like a chapter?
Yeah, no, it's like Super Friends or X-Men or something like that. Like you got to have our story is a little bit like Men in Black. It's a little bit like Kingsman. It's a little bit like all those kind of things in such a way where everybody has specialties and the team works together to basically save the world. And our story takes place in 1999. Something is happening at the end of 1999 that everybody's scared about and they don't know how to stop. And in our story, it's actually real Y2K, and they are.
You love giving that away, man. You love giving that away.
I love it. And you hate it.
Well, I was staring at it. I was like, should I say anything? But
I hate it every time.
Yeah,
it's a big part of the story. I think it even says on the back of the book is can they stop the clock by December 31st, 1999. So if you got a brain, you can tell what's going on.
Wow.
But
you're assuming a lot.
That's fair. That's fair. But in our story, the DRS recruit a tech star to try to help them stop Y2K because in 1999, the world is changing and rock stars are no longer the most influential people, but it's the Steve Jobs, it's the Bill Gates, it's the Zuckerbergs, it's all these people that are coming into power. And so we created a character that helps us see into the world of the dead rock stars like a first time kind of experience through our character, Cole Denton, who created his own, man, this is like a full circle thing. He created his own dating website. And that dating website made him famous, and he was kind of the first one to do Match or whatever.
Right.
And we made up a fake one, but that's the guy that they recruit to fake his death to help save the world and stop this thing that happens at the end of December 1999. Kyle,
that's how you worked in a tech guy.
Yeah, and also fresh eyes. The gut gets to come in and everything's new to him in the story, which I think is kind of important to be able to, if you're creating a universe, if you're creating a whole new world, alternate history, you got to have somebody that can be amazed by it.
Yeah, sure, dude, that's amazing. How the hell do you guys come up with that?
We watch a lot of TV, a lot of movies, man. We spend a lot of time in front of a screen, so there's a lot of junk flowing around in these two brains.
But it was definitely Kyle's idea. Like Kyle had the birth of this idea.
All right, so Kyle, what movie were you watching, or what documentary were you watching that a rock star died, and you're like, now I'm wondering if he came back and he had a whole group of people and they were really alive. They faked their death because a quote unquote Men in Black organization said, we could use you to help you save the world, Jimmy.
Well, so what it really was, I've laid my nerd card on the table pretty strongly here. So I'll keep going. I was actually in an airport, and there was a newspaper. So this wasn't that long ago, but there was still a newspaper sitting on the table there, and I picked it up and looked at it. And there was this story about a plane that crashed in the swamp. And the swamp was so murky and boggy that the plane submerged, and they never found it. They couldn't get it out of the swamp. And so everyone in that plane is gone. They're like encased,
allegedly
swallowed by the swamp sort of thing. Allegedly, right. And so I started thinking, man, what if it was full of people who were trying to get out of their life or trying to change their, and they were secretly doing something else, and they got out of that plane before it actually sunk and all that stuff. And so that's what got my wheels turning. So I was like, who would want to get out of their life? Who would want to go do something new? Who would want to, and why? And I just started thinking about rock stars and so many of them that tragically passed away and all these things. I was like, what if it's rock stars who fake their deaths to become secret agents? That's kind of how it all, but it was all from a newspaper article in the airport.
And also going back to Will Smith, fame, everything that comes with it can be oppressive. It can be so much that you've lost your ability to be a person.
100%.
And most of these characters in our story had tragic deaths. And we wanted to give them a little bit of a special story that was something that we could celebrate them, where the world gave them so much. Now they get to give back to the world. And also, it's very light in our story because our story is fun and ridiculous. But, they have meetings where they talk about their stuff. And, they kind of work on it together to kind of work on not just sobriety, but also like being a productive citizen of society in a way.
That's amazing. I just flashed through my head that oval table with Elvis and Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain at it. Could you imagine?
Oh, dude, I think just a few. I mean, we've got, I don't know.
Yeah, I want people to read it.
Yeah.
Well, they can, but I think, because I like to touch base on a little bit of the information about you guys, but like I say, I like to act like I roll up on you at the airport and we start talking, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's amazing, dude. It's just like a refreshing concept. Because like I hear, people, everybody's, people, books and that kind of thing, and it's thrillers and novels and that kind of thing, which is great because that's what they're interested in and that's their passion. And it's a lot of work to write a book. So, yes. Dude, I commend
and you. Literally make tens and tens of dollars doing it,
Tens and tens of dollars. Damn, dude, you guys did pretty good, actually. You got a good agent?
We're looking for one, if you know one.
Yeah, no, I don't know. So self-published then?
Actually, no, we're published by a publisher named Morgan James. They're a smaller publisher house. They only publish in all their brands, all their divisions, 200 books a year, which that sounds like a lot to you and me, but in the publishing world, that's very few. And they only publish 15 or so fiction books a year. So we were very fortunate to be chosen as one of their 15 for this year. It came out a month ago. Book came out a month ago. So,
well, first of all, excited. Congratulations on the release.
Thank you.
And then, how many times did you have to put out a media kit before you got somebody to bite on it?
We got, you joked about an agent. We did have an agent for about a day and a half, I think. And then for whatever reason, she just fired us, I guess. I don't know. And it was really hard. We sent out tons of emails, tons of reach out, tons of contacts. And it ended up just like most things in life. Kyle had a friend who he worked with that knew somebody. And the next thing you know, we're sitting in a hotel downtown in the lobby meeting the CEO of Morgan James, and he's interested in what we're doing. So it went from being really, really hard and a whole lot of stuff to like one meeting, which is crazy.
Yeah. But you got that meeting from all the legwork up to that meeting, right?
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's awesome, guys. What a great story. And I know that I just listen to other people, and I can't write. Like, my joke is I don't use Google because that's for people who can read. I use YouTube, right, to do my searching. And I love writing. I write little tiny blogs on my website because that's a super creative way to get things out. Yes. I can see why people get addicted to it and like to do it. But man, it's tough for me. It's really tough for me and I've been using AI to help me with it.
Yeah.
Just for assistance, right?
Absolutely.
To add to it. But I commend you guys for the amount of work that it takes to put a book together. I mean, people see a book and they're like, "Cool, you wrote a book." It's like, do you have any idea the hours?
Yeah, the
years even before we even put a pen to paper, all the ideas and should we do it? No, I don't know, man. Should we do it? Yeah, we should do it. No, we shouldn't do it. Fuck this. Yay, let's do it.
The reality is, for us, we wanted to make a movie. Like, we had this idea. We're like, this is a universe. This is
it's definitely.
And so we didn't know how to write a movie, and so we thought, well, let's try to write a book. And so we just sat down and started writing. And in a couple years, you got to 100,000 words, and you're like, how do we even do this? And Kyle, what you'll say is sometimes the writing just kind of took care of itself, right?
Yeah, I mean, it surprised me thinking about how do you do this? You look at a book and it's thick, and you're like, man, that is how can we write that many words? But when you get going, the story, it really almost writes itself. It's really pretty amazing.
Yeah. Now, did you guys? Obviously, you have jobs and do everything else, but did you have a set time where you're like, okay, when I get home from work, or I'm going to get up in the morning, and from this time to this time, my goal is X amount of words.
We didn't do that, but we did set fake deadlines for ourselves. We'd be like, this has to be done by Friday at whatever. And so, just so like Kyle wouldn't be mad at me, or I wouldn't be upset with Kyle. Like, we would try to get those things done. And if we didn't, we'd be like, all right, I'll have it next day. And that kind of helped us to kind of push forward. But there were months where we didn't do anything just because life was happening.
Yeah.
And then, this is going to sound weird, and I don't mean it disrespectful or to anybody who's had, lost somebody. But the pandemic for us was a time where everything stopped, and we cranked out the ending during the pandemic. We were able to focus on that and that alone. And so it allowed us to kind of complete the story. We started in 2018. I think we finished it in 2020. And then it took 3 years for it to come out.
Whew. Good for you guys. Damn. That's commitment.
Yeah. But when you have a side hobby hustle like that, you just squeeze it in, you find the time to do it. For me, it was a lot of late nights, just writing. I tend to stay up later than my family. And so I just buckle down and write during those evenings, and sometimes Saturdays, you just find little moments to squeeze it in. So it became a joy, honestly, in a lot of ways. Hard, but
yeah, it was a release. It was like and in some ways, maybe how this podcast is for you, like
100%.
It's your happy place. You light your cinnamon apple candle, and amazing things happen.
Hey man, don't bust on my candle, bro. Hater. No, hey, did you guys, when you're writing, because I like these questions, is do you data dump and then edit? So you just sit there and just like stare at the keyboard and just and then go back, and if you use Grammarly like I do, it's just fucking full of red lines.
Yeah.
Is that how you guys both do it?
I mean, I don't really know Jay's process as well, but I tell you, for me, I read Stephen King, who is one of the most prolific writers. He said, you got to get 6 pages a day. He said, doesn't have to be good, just get 6 pages. And you start that way, and, then you go back and edit. You edit yourself, you reread, you rewrite, whatever. And the thing that I always found is really kind of odd, but if you just write, you come back, maybe take a day off and come back. It's always better than you remembered. You might walk away saying, man, that was terrible. But then you go back and read it, you're like, okay, there's something here to work with, and it's a place to begin. So yeah, I just say go for it, man. The most intimidating thing is a blank white page. But once you start getting some words on it, they don't have to be good words. Just get some words on it and come back later and fix it. But that's kind of my process.
We started out with a whiteboard and sticky notes, and we wanted the very first Harry Potter book had 33 chapters, I think, something like that, right? Kyle?
Yeah, something like
33 chapters.
It was more word count. It was 75,000 words. We wanted to get to 75,000 words.
We wanted to have we wanted the chapters to be no more than 25 minutes. We had certain word counts. We had things we kind of set up, but we went to a whiteboard. We used sticky notes, and we write the chapter name, and then we write like one thing we wanted to happen in the chapter. And so, for me, I would sit down and go, okay, this has to happen in the chapter. Like, I would ask a couple questions. Okay, what's funny about this would be one thing I talked about. The other was dialogue, like who's talking to who, what's going to be great there, and then action. I loved action. And so a lot of times that's where I started writing. I never worried about grammar. I never worried about it. Often sounded just like how I talk, which is not a great way to write a book, but you just pound it out. You get it down. And then sometimes there's like, a nugget of goodness in some of that. And you pull that out, and then you delete the stuff that's bad, or you keep part of the idea, and then you start writing. And then you give it to Kyle. I gave mine to Kyle. Kyle would look over it, and he'd highlight things that he didn't like, or he'd talk about stuff that he loved. And we got to a point where we spent so much time on each chapter that it's hard to know who did what. Now, I think like most chapters, Kyle and I could say I wrote that, but there are some chapters where I wrote a paragraph or two, or I wrote a whatever, where in my memory, I'm like, yeah, that was my chapter. And it's not, it's Kyle's chapter. Like we worked really hard to kind of integrate, both of us into every chapter so that it was a joint effort.
That's awesome.
Yeah, ultimately, it's our book. Like we both 50-50, on every single thing.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like you guys been buddies forever, and my buddies too. There'll be days or weeks that I pay for everything for me and my buddy. They don't pay for anything, but then they do it the same for, it's coming back. So like one of you guys would put so much effort and that might be your chapter, but then the other guy that was their chapter. So when you take the book as a whole, you're right down the middle.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, is that?
Well, and also Kyle go ahead, Kyle.
Well, I was to say a lot of how that worked for us was there'd be seasons when Jay was really busy at work and I wasn't as busy, so I could work a lot more on the book. And there'd be seasons when I'd be like swamped, and Jay was maybe had a little bit more freedom, and he would work on it. So that's kind of how our balance worked in a lot of ways. And it was just kind of cool how it happened over those years that when I was slammed, he really wasn't, and when he was slammed, I really wasn't. So in different seasons and periods, it kind of worked like that.
That's awesome.
And also,
I like it.
Kyle and I's personalities are similar in areas of interest, but they're radically different when it comes to just like who we are as people. Like if there's a party, I'm going to have the lampshade on my head. I'm going to be the one that's dripping with sweat from dancing. And Kyle's going to be the one that, realized he needed to go back home for something and didn't show up at all. Like that's how that would work.
Jay, you and that'd be a long night for me and you, buddy.
Yeah, we'd have fun.
Yeah. Oof.
You come to Nashville, we'll take care of you.
Oof. Kyle, hey man, you can drive us home, buddy. You come pick us up.
I will drive you home.
No, dude, I've been sober a long time, man, but I still like to get after it. And I know Nashville's obviously got some honky tonks in it. But what's your guys' auto? You guys gonna do audio on a book? Got any interest in that?
Eventually, when you first release a book, you got to let the print have some life because audio cannibalizes the print. So in a few months, we will come back and we'll work on an audio book with our publisher. But that'll probably be maybe about 6 months from now or so.
You guys going to read it?
We haven't decided. AI can do a lot of things. AI can read it, but it'd be fun if we read it. It'd be hard.
Dude, you guys.
Fun.
Yeah, because I mean, one, you both speak well, and the voices go well, and you have inflection in it, right? And then it's your book, right? So as you're reading it, you're like, and you can, where AI goes. So we got out of the car, and then we went down the driveway. You're like, what the fuck?
That's fair. One of the things I've always thought about, there's some of these guys that are amazing voice actors, and we got a lot of voices that people are familiar with in our story. There's all kinds of different accents.
That's a good, yeah.
Some of that could be a lot of fun to listen to some of these people talk.
Yeah.
In our story, it's 1999. So Elvis is like 60. So what is Elvis like at 60? What does he sound like? What is he doing? He's probably not who he was, but he's not that different either.
Yeah. There's got to be, you could tell if you hear him talking, you can tell it's Elvis.
Yeah.
Right. It's not the young guy, but yeah. Damn, dude. And then you guys go on like local tours and you got them in the local bookshops too? Or is it mostly online?
Mostly online. We found it in a Barnes and Noble in Memphis. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good.
Yeah, it was pretty neat to find that. But yeah, it's mostly online. But it's Amazon, Barnes and Noble, anywhere books are sold. You can get them from our website as well. deadrockstarsbook.com.
And we did a tour of sorts when it came to all the people that we knew. And anybody that we could get to a party, we brought them to a party and we told them about our dream and asked them to help us with that dream. And so we sold a lot of books over the summer before the book came out.
Oh, that's cool.
Get people excited.
Yeah. And during the pandemic, in my realm, podcast just fucking skyrocketed. And I had probably 80 episodes now, probably 70 episodes in even before the pandemic. And everybody was talking about it. And people just like, I'm so sick of everybody talking about their podcast. So I got in this realm or this feeling, I just don't even talk about it anymore. Because I do it for me. If I go to a party, I don't even bring it up. I might have one of my shirts on or something. Somebody brings it up and asks me about it. But I can see you guys. I mean, did your family and friends like shut up about the fucking book already? Did you get any of that?
Not to our faces.
Wow. So you did get it, but you just didn't hear it.
I think everyone knows they've been inundated with Dead Rockstars.
But it's tough, man, when you put so much energy and passion into it and you're so happy about it like I am with this project. And you talk to somebody and they're just kind of looking at you like, oh, you ain't got an idea what it. No. And it just seems like it falls on deaf ears, But I don't know if you guys run into that.
What we really, really enjoy, and Walt, you've done this for us here today, is when we tell someone our idea and we see their eyes light up and they go, that's a good idea. That's why we're just going to keep telling people the idea, because one day we're going to find the right person who we tell our idea, and they love this idea and they love this book, and it's going to go somewhere. That's our manifesting dream.
And this is a little awkward to talk about because Kyle and I are not ego people, but
let it out, dude. Brag it.
Yeah,
come on, man.
We believe we've written a really great book. Like it may not be like in the museums later down the road, but like as far as a story goes, as far as fun, like you will take this book, you'll finish it in 3 days, and you'll have a blast. Like you're just gonna have fun reading it. And what we found is the more people that bought books just because they were our friends, they buy it. But then the ones who actually read it, they'd be like, "Hold on a second, this was awesome. This was
actually a good book."
Yeah. My father-in-law bought the book because it's my father-in-law, and he read the thing, and then he read it again. And next thing you know, he bought 10 books because he wanted to give it to all his family. And he was the one that was kind of being the sharer of that. So I didn't have to do that with all that side of the family. It was really cool. And Kyle's wife, Joni, was not super enthused about it on the front end, right? Like it was kind of like, okay, that's cool. You're writing a nice book. It's like, that's cool that you are doing that thing.
That's nice, fellas. You got a thing.
Exactly right. And to be fair, we had never done it before. So well, why would they want to believe this?
But first of all, you guys tackling something that you've never done before is monumental. And saying, okay, what do you got? 5? I went to public school in upstate New York, so my math might be a little difficult. But we got 5 years into it?
I mean, 2018 to 2023. Yeah, about 5 years. Yeah.
Man, dude, I didn't even have to carry the one on that one.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Damn. But you got this, like you carried it through, right? I mean, everybody talks about, just get started. Just get started. Who talks about finishing it? Right? Yeah. You hear all this motivational bullshit about starting something. Well, what about finishing it? And it's just cool you didn't do it in 6 months. You didn't do it in a year. You did 5 years and you kept at it. And there's times you didn't do it. And there's probably times you're swearing at it and you're like, set this shit on fire.
Yes.
Fuck this. And then there's times you're like, this is amazing. It's going to make us rich and we're going to be amazing. And this is going to be awesome. They're going to make movies and we're going to be in the Marvel universe. And then the next day you're like, set this thing on fire. Bury it.
We're 56,000 on Barnes & Noble right now or something like that on a book sold. So.
Well, that is awesome. We got to bring this to a close, fellas. I could sit here and talk to you till fucking Sunday. So I'm going to let you guys take the mic, either one of you, and just let everybody know what you want them to know.
Yeah, look for the Dead Rockstars book. Everywhere books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can get it on our website, deadrockstarsbook.com. You can get an autographed copy, a special seal that indicates that it's the first edition book from us. If you want to get it from our website, we'd love to hook you up with that. And check it out. I think you would really, really love it. And if you read it and you love it, go tell somebody. Go on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, give us a good review, 5-star review, so we can continue to climb those charts and help more people discover it.
And I'll steal one of Kyle's jokes. Like we'd love to hear what you think about the book. Like reach out to us, tell us what you really think about the book. But when you go to Amazon to write a review, when you go to Barnes & Noble, you're going to write 5 stars and you're going to say it's the greatest book you've ever read. Like you need to do that for us.
You can be honest with us, but you got to lie to the world.
Yep.
There you go. And then the line I use on mine. And if you like what you hear and what I'm doing here, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Or 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's my little line. Fellas, damn good time. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Hang tight. I'm going to do some stuff after. Woo, man, did I tell you these guys are a lot of fun. I enjoy having these guys around. And how about that book concept, right? I'm telling you, jump in the link in the show notes, buy it. Easy read over to the weekend or next time you're going on vacation. Awesome book to bring with you. And then once you read it, jump over there at their Instagram and let them know what you think. And I bet you they would love to hear from you. All right, man. I'm going to get you out of here because I know you got shit to do. But don't forget, Live Rishi, High Speed Daddy, my website, and keep kicking ass. And don't forget, don't act cool, be cool. Bye, everybody.